Welcome to Jake and Trev Review Everything Live. I'm Trev.
I'm Jake.
I'm Rhinus.
And if you haven't guessed it by now, Rhinus is our guest this evening on week 55. That's like 10 and 10, really. 55. 55. Jake and Trev live. 55
with Rhinus.
With Rhinus.
Oh, wait, that doesn't.
But
exciting news, everybody.
We're super excited. We were
Rhinus.
We're stars now, everybody.
We're big celebrities.
More than this.
Right.
We're rising to the upper echelons of local stardom. Jake, Trev, and myself were contacted to be part of TV6 News. They wanted to do a story about Black Shirt Beer Review. So we thought about it long and hard, and then said, "Yes, please, dear God, we will do it.
Come over here and film us doing our tomfoolery.
Yes, come
over here and be filmed by me.
Have beer with us." So,
yeah, as a matter of fact, Kelsey Nemisto,
that's
the
right.
reporter who interviewed us, is actually going to be featured in an upcoming episode of Black Shirt Beer Review.
Hopefully to be up tomorrow.
Hopefully up tomorrow is the plan. And she was wonderful.
Real class
act, real fun, real funny. And she asked us some questions. She was really interested in the whole thing we're doing here, and kind of went above and beyond in the story to kind of mention the website and Jake and I's show, and I couldn't be more thrilled with the whole experience.
It was fairly Titties Alfonso.
It was a good
Absolutely.
time. So if you're watching us now, I got bad news. You probably missed the long version broadcast. There's going to be a short version of the story that'll be on TV6 here at 11 o'clock.
Right.
And another one on the TV6 morning show tomorrow.
Right.
But the video and the story and everything is going to be up on their website.
Right.
For the coming time here. Jake, do we have the link up that we put in the chat there for the TV6?
Well, that was the link to the stream. So it's already, that was the live stream of the...
Right.
We'll have it. It'll be there.
So, but yeah, when the link is up, they haven't put up the individual story yet.
Sure.
So, but when it's up, we will get the link out. Absolutely.
Look for that on our associated Facebook pages: Jake and Trev, Peanut Butter Disaster, Black Shirt Beer Review. Mm-hmm. We're pleased as punch to just promote the shit out of this.
Full on tickled pink.
Absolutely.
Because we're big celebrities now. Obviously, the next local Dancing with the Stars, or
Ooh,
Golfing with the Stars.
Yeah,
we're in like Flynn, baby.
Yeah, celebrity golf outing with the Rhinus.
I will putt all the birdies to par.
Oh man, I will ace all of the bogeys.
Oh man,
I will score at least 7 touchdowns when we go golfing.
Oh man, I will golf cart all the sand traps.
7.
Well, that's a home run.
Yeah.
Goal! Touchdown!
Okay.
Sports balls.
Sports balls. Yeah, I like that's the best one of the best running jokes. Okay, so we're really excited about that, but we have other things to be really excited about.
But it gets worse.
Today we dropped the latest episode of the brand new Short Council series, Doctor Who Short Council, here for Series 8 of Doctor Who.
And we're in it.
And these two hosers...
we are also in it.
We are there.
We're on my show.
On his show. It's his.
I have to take ownership of it. I've shepherded this baby. I stuck a bottle in its mouth. I stayed awake on those sleepless nights. She's mine. It's all mine. No, but I had these guys on. Great guys to have on a show. Couldn't be more pleased. God, I'm feeling some real positive pink slime. Like I got the pink slime from Ghostbusters too.
Yeah.
Like I feel like $1 million over here.
Here's some more pink slime. For some little black shirt beer review stuff. My last hijacking. Mm-hmm. But as many of the fans of Black Shirt Beer Review have known, I've got a bit of a love affair going on with Brickside, and we've done the episode up there. And actually, spoiler alert, that's the focus of the newest episode, which will be coming up. But for UP Fall Beer Fest, not this Saturday, but next, September 9/06, yours truly and a couple of the Black Shirt Beer Review regulars, Holly and Jeremy.
Oh, I just realized that 9/06
will be actually pouring taps for Brickside Brewery at the festival.
Woo!
So
everything's coming up. Fucking
Peanut Butter Disaster.
Yeah.
Also, the viewers who are with us right now, another guest on the episode of Short Council that we just published today. So make sure you go check that out if you're a fan of Doctor Who.
I'm sure she will love that we're drawing attention to it.
Yes.
But our own Ashley Poetici in the chat.
Oh, hi!
She's here. She's hanging out with us. She was another resident Doctor Who expert along with myself.
Actually, she was like the full-on expert.
Yeah, she really knew.
She was really taking the reins.
She knew a lot of stuff. So
good for you, Ashley.
We're gonna get her back in front of the camera again, but also probably doing some behind the camera work for us in the future. Let me see if I can commit you to any other work, Poetici. You're welcome. You're welcome.
We still have to do that photo shoot for J&TRE.
The J&TRE photo shoot.
Yeah. Vote.
I'm not doing this.
Vote.
No, I refuse.
Okay.
This is me. This is me voting.
Well, we got some great news to talk about tonight. Do we have any questions in the Facebook, Jake?
No! But I'm gonna check.
Oh, I thought you guys were troopers. Come on.
Oh,
there's
we got like 4 Tony Corrigan ones.
Whatever. That's better than nothing.
Our man Tony Corrigan.
Our man Tone Man.
Tone Man live with us here in the chat today. After the events in Nightfall, did Batman ever get revenge on Bane? Yes.
Batman's not really a vengeful.
Yes. I seem to recall that.
What's in that coffee?
I seem to recall closely after handling his business with Jean-Paul Valley, who had taken his place as Batman,
and a fair amount of crazy pills,
and a total dick bag.
After dealing with him, Batman then got into another tangle with Bane shortly thereafter, and everyone in comics was like, "Oh, what's gonna happen now?" Yeah, totally whooped his ass. He Batmaned him. He straight up and down Batmaned him. You know the way that Batman handles like everybody else? That's how he handled Bane that time. So yeah.
Well, he knew it was coming this time. Bane's not very a complex maneuvering person, at least in the books, you know.
Well, yeah, I mean, he's a bit more of a mastermind in the books. That's the whole reason.
Well, I'm talking fighting style.
Oh, sure.
Yeah, he's kind of a one-trick pony.
He beats the shit out of you. Yeah.
He's brute force.
And I smashed him, and I smashed him, and I smashed him.
Brute force.
Smash the Beatles.
Right? Is there a safe way to open the lament configuration? I don't get the reference.
No, there is no safe way to open the lament configuration.
Highlight it and Google it.
Yes, quietly and secretly Google the lament configuration, boys, so that none of the audience know that
Google it so that we can know what it sounds like.
I don't know. We'll find out later. We'll keep that on the back burner. Stick around. We'll find out what the lament configuration is if Tone Man doesn't tell us. Do you think Zach Morris ever balled any of those girls? Now, are you talking
Nope.
like
none of them?
Like the character?
Zach Morris. He's talking about the character.
Okay,
that's why I said Zach Morris and not Mark Paul Gosselaar.
Yeah.
Why do we know that?
Well,
I blame the absent commentator.
Well, I think that's a fair blame to lay on the absent commentator's shoulders.
What did they do to
I learned it from you, okay?
What did they do to Codename V to make him the way he is? Well, in the comic books, they actually get a little more into that.
Yeah, I was actually just thinking about that.
Yeah, well, he's
fireproof.
Yeah, he was subjected to a lot of different tests. They don't like specifically say. Actually, in a way, like the things they did to him was kind of similar to what they did to Deadpool. Mm-hmm. Really.
Hey, let's inject him with everything.
Yeah, pretty much. And I think four of the other people died, but then like he was number 5.
Mm-hmm.
The V.
Right.
So he's Weapon V.
And they severed all of his
instead of Weapon X. They
severed all of his. They severed all of his pain nerve endings and shit, right? So like couldn't feel pain. I believe that was part of it.
I don't think there was anything really like specific, as far as I remember.
Kinesthesia. Yeah, it's kinesthesia.
Yeah,
that'd be so awesome.
Couldn't feel any pain.
Oh, the lament configurations. Puzzle Box from Hellraiser. Of course, that sounds familiar.
Oh,
there we
go. I would have known.
Is there a safe?
That's why it's
absolutely not. Such a bum deal. It's such a bum deal, that thing, because there's just... What are you going to do?
You know what the safe way is to open it? Get someone else to open it.
No. Have someone else open it and not be on Earth.
Well, no.
Don't be there.
Okay, so if you're in a room with somebody and they open the lament configuration...
You are fucked.
Like, well, no, I thought that they could only do it to the person who opened the box.
Yeah.
No. Well, they can only fucking demonize the one.
Oh, take them down to hell.
They still kill like every fucking other swinging dick that comes in their path. So you are boned.
So
And probably the most terrible way possible. Like involving hooks and chains, most likely.
Well, here's an interesting point. What if whenever they solved it and opened the box, and then the Xenobites came through, or the Cenobites came through, and got their S&M bullshit all over everybody? What if that's because they had opened it wrong? What if it was like a false solving of the Lament Configurations puzzle, and that there really was like a totally safe and true way to solve the puzzle that would open a door to heaven? Yeah. Interesting stuff.
Interesting stuff.
Interesting if true.
I don't know. I believe it. I believe it.
That's the thing. It's just it's either that or it really is just a diabolical puzzle box, which its only point is to draw in people who are obsessed with solving puzzles.
I believe that too.
Sure. That's equally believable.
Both of them are as feasible as
I can be both of those things, but I don't know.
There you go. There you go.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so it should have been fairly obvious from how the Defenders series was kind of announced as the tail end of the other Marvel TV shows like Daredevil, I believe Jessica Jones.
Actually, this is the first time I've really heard about this.
Have no
there were a
previous
bunch
knowledge
of characters. They're all very New York based.
Well, yeah, they're all New York street level characters.
You're right.
Street level heroes.
So they're gonna have a team up.
And what do you think Tony Stark ever see? And that's the thing. It's like I'd like to see, and I bet somebody's done it. But I'd like to see a comic where somebody points out that Iron Man doesn't give a shit about regular people. You never see Iron Man. Dude, seriously, you don't see Iron Man out stopping muggings and stuff. That's all fucking the thankless.
Spider-Man,
that's all the thankless work that Daredevil and Luke Cage and fucking Iron Fist and Spider-Man and everything.
C-list, man.
Same thing with the Fantastic Four. Fantastic Four up in their big ivory fucking tower. Up there always, I'm saving the universe. I'm boring holes into other reality. I'm stealing Kang the Conqueror's time machine. I'm building an extra-dimensional prison for all my friends.
Well, that's kind of the point. Is that Iron Man and the Fantastic Four are higher powered than, let's say, Daredevil, who's just really good at acrobatics and sonaring. He's a good combat guy.
He's not really super powered. He's hyper powered.
Yeah. Well, what is Tony Stark without his suit? Home Alone. The answer is Home Alone.
Yeah, we saw that in Iron Man 3. And I don't want to see it again.
So. I didn't see that yet.
I don't know.
You guys have scared me about that.
But anyways...
What are you doing?
Everybody... See, here...
You're trying to be my shirt?
Here's the problem, though, is that I think that with having these characters... I think they're... this quote from here says...
It doesn't say that's not what it says.
Yeah. The Netflix head Ted Sarandos talked about the plan. He says, it was really based on the theatrical model of the Avengers. Could you take another group of characters, the Defenders, and go about it in the same way? See, that's the problem. They're starting to think about these Marvel movies and shows...
As a formula?
Uh-oh.
And I think that...
Chopper Dave, we have uh-oh.
See, because having... Part of the greatness of the Avengers is that we had all of these movies first, and we were immersed in their own things. And yes, it'll be easier to relate to the characters in a longer series, because you'll kind of know them a little better, so they'll be fleshed out better, hopefully. The problem is that when they first did that in the movies, it was a huge thing for the movies in general, and it was a huge thing to see so many stars in, as the Avengers in the Avengers. But if this is going to be the norm, they're going to lose a little bit of that spark every time. You can't, you can't keep going back to the well too many times, or else the well will run dry. And I feel like,
so we dig a new well.
I'm not casting any, I don't think that the TV shows are destined to be bad.
Sure.
That's not at all what I'm saying. I'm saying that, they have to kind of watch out for making things in the same mold over and over again just because it worked so well the first
So you
time.
hear that, Hollywood? Watch out!
Yeah. You can't...
You've been put on notice.
You're on notice. And Kevin...
Had your chance.
And no matter how many times Kevin Feige gets to, oh, we're going to do this and that, Actually, no, he says, as for how the new show will interact with the larger universe, Feige said, we haven't talked about that yet really because it's just early days for that. Daredevil's in production right now, but it's in the same universe, so there's always potential for that. But, you have Spider-Man, and Spider-Man's in the same universe. He's just in a different film universe.
See, but I don't know. I just couldn't imagine that Marvel putting all the work in and doing 4 separate mini-series on Netflix that end up not having any ties with the rest of the Marvel Cinematic Universe. What we're probably going to have is sort of and possibly, hopefully, writ large, but sort of a Marvel's Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. situation.
But that was terrible.
No,
I
don't necessarily agree with you.
Okay.
I don't necessarily agree.
I watched it up to the Patton Oswalt, the first appearance of Patton Oswalt. I have not watched any further, but that was the fucking tipping point where they got really crazy and really shitty. And before that, it was already... Okay, when The Walking Dead first came out, I think it was after the first season, people were like, this is such a shit show, but I have to keep watching it. I remember specifically people saying that Walking Dead was a terrible fucking show, but they couldn't look away. And eventually they started doing really well with it. Mm-hmm. People started enjoying it, and they're like, okay, now it's actually interesting. Mm-hmm. And I was hoping for that for S.H.I.E.L.D. because there were a lot of episodes where they teased a shit ton of stuff. Mm-hmm. They had ties to the movie, but they were just the tiniest little bit tied to the movies. Mm-hmm. So they weren't, it wasn't...
there's this J&TRE helmet that has some kind of space plague on it that makes people explode. And it was there because the Avengers fought the J&TRE in New York, and some fire department found a helmet and decided to keep it as a fucking souvenir.
Yeah, they were following the kryptonite thread from the first 4 seasons of Smallville.
Okay, well, but if they're still doing that in season 4 of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., then I guess I see what you're saying. But on the other hand, you got to be really careful. Listen, and make no mistake, I wanted to see some kind of big reference there too. Some kind of big tie-in to the rest of the Marvel universe. I wanted to see Black Panther or like a higher level character make an appearance. Panther. But the problem with that is that the problem with that is that if you do it too often, it comes to be expected, and they just couldn't continue to keep bringing in large characters in the Marvel universe through Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
Yeah, but they could have introduced any number of characters in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. that weren't already in the film universe. I'm going to drop a bomb on both of you right now and say they're worried about something that's already been proven to be awesome in Game of Thrones. You throw the big stuff in. You tease at certain things every once in a while, but you take those chances. That's why it does so well, is because they have characters die that are, whatever, or they have situations change where you're like, oh, I thought it was going this way and it went in an entirely different direction. Game of Thrones does not play it safe, and because of that, regardless of how I feel about the series, it's done fucking gangbusters. And all Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. did was hint at it and be afraid to take their toys out of their toy box and put anything on the show. And more shows need to take more risks and have more things that tie in. Because in the end, if they burn out, if they don't show enough of the big stuff in the show, and eventually they hit the end of the series, and it gets canceled or whatever, then it's just this stupid thing that's hinting towards all this stuff, and then they just never have a payoff. You can't tease people too long.
You know there's going to be a payoff.
Or else,
they don't just.
But that's what I'm saying. Everyone knows there's going to be a payoff.
It was a slow boil, man. It was a slow boil at the end of season 1.
And they got fucked because of Captain America 2. Their whole show got fucked because of Captain America 2.
Well, no, not really. It's just being set up in a different way. It's kind of like in the comics. S.H.I.E.L.D. got dismantled in the comics, and then there was a temporary interim fucking organization, Hammer, and then S.H.I.E.L.D.
run by Norman Osborn.
Right, but then S.H.I.E.L.D. came back again. The Marvel Universe can't actually exist without S.H.I.E.L.D. That's my theory, is that no matter what, it's such a cool idea that it'll keep coming back. And if you had stuck to the end of the season 1, I'll just stop right there because I don't want to spoil exactly what happens for anybody. But they're not fucked. The premise of it is going to continue as more or less what it has been so far.
Right.
Hammer was Dark Reign, wasn't it?
Yeah.
But I can say this, and not for nothing, but if I stopped watching it because I just wasn't interested in it anymore, and I will go back to it. Because I kind of want to know.
Mm-hmm.
But if I hadn't picked up... because I've had Netflix and Hulu long enough to be able to go back and do it, but I watched other things. So I can't be the only person that was just like, oh, well, okay.
I'm sure you could. You could be. You could be, Jake.
In a world of possibility. No, I would rate season 1 as a B-. There was a lot of wasted potential, but it also fell considerably above mediocre for me.
Tone Man asks, why can't Constantine smoke in the upcoming show? Oh man, that's
because
the marketing. Marvel is marketing everything to freaking kids now.
Well, no, remember Constantine's the DC-based program.
Oh, I suppose.
Yeah. That's going to be on NBC.
Yeah.
It's technically in the DC universe, but it's kind of in that like subsection of the DC universe that's gritty and real and hard and nasty.
Is it going to be Keanu Reeves?
No.
Good God, no.
They got
a guy who looks considerably more like Sting to do the job, but not quite enough. And no,
does he talk in a whisper like this too?
But why can't Constantine smoke in the upcoming show? Well, because
standards and practices.
If they showed a character smoking on TV, that would be like the network condoning smoking. Well, you know what, NBC? I've seen an awful lot of sexual predation on your network in the form of Law and Order SVU.
Whoa!
So obviously, since you're showing it, you must condone it, right?
Nobody smokes on SVU.
No. Well, that's elite because they show it being punished. The whole point of the show is to track those people.
Right, and on Constantine, they would show it being punished
by him having cancer.
Because part of the big thing is he gets cancer and is going to die, and the only thing that saves him is a deal with a devil.
Well, that was in the movie.
Right. Well,
that's in the book too.
It's a kind of it was a major storyline in the Constantine stories.
I don't think it's integral. Like I agree. Like it's kind of part of his character, but also
I don't know.
I guess. Okay. Here's the thing. They're gonna have to. They have to give him
how they do it.
They have to give him some kind of self-destructive habit. And if they make it drinking instead of smoking, that's just as bad as making it smoking. That's exactly as bad.
I haven't seen any of the show. I don't know, but I'm just saying. But
you know what I? But you know, no, it doesn't. But you know what I mean.
I think that ties into his character because he's self-destructive he can be self-destructive without being addicted to something. Like I get, you don't want to show that and stuff like that, but he's self-destructive. Like he'll throw himself into a situation not knowing if he'll make it out or not because he doesn't give a shit. And I feel like that's enough self-destruction to leave the smoking is such a small part of his character that it doesn't.
How are you going to show an audience that he's self-destructive in one episode?
What?
I'm just saying is that if you're going for a subtler version of him being a self-destructive asshole, then...
I'm not saying it's subtler. Like, his whole character is about, for instance, the one that you have where he goes to jail, right? He goes to prison.
Hard times.
Yeah. He just turns that fucking place upside down. He does not give a shit. I would consider that self-destructive.
Sure.
There are a lot of situations where he's self-destructive. I feel like it's like arguing about costume changes on characters.
Yeah.
I feel like it's much the same thing.
No, it's full on habit change.
Yeah, but it's not important to the. I don't think that it's that important. He's already it adds to his character, yes, but it doesn't break it if you take it away.
You have to remember though that
it doesn't break it, but I think it weakens the overall structure of it.
They'll just have to make up for it. I haven't seen the show, so I can't defend it or anything.
Well, you've done a pretty good job of defending it so far.
A couple episodes. No, I'm defending the choice to not have smoking on TV. In that specific area.
Said the only smoker on the show right now.
Yeah. I guess if I
like I said, I guess not every character is a role model. They're probably not. I mean, I guess I have to figure out what time Constantine's time slot is. But you know what? Again, Constantine's not a character for before. He's not for kids. Constantine's not for your kids, guys. I'm sorry.
And we talked about this a couple of live shows back, where we were worried that because it's on NBC, then it's going to be more like Supernatural.
It just doesn't make any sense to create a character that exists in a gritty. And I know how silly that sounds because of how bad they've made other gritty things.
They've taken things that weren't gritty and made them gritty, and they've taken gritty things and made them not gritty.
That's fucking retarded!
You don't use that word anymore.
I'm sorry, that's how angry it made me, is I say stupid things. But it just doesn't make any sense.
Yeah,
why would you take gritty things and make them not gritty, and not gritty things and make them gritty, in an effort to make it appeal to somebody else?
Cha-ching.
Right. Well, I mean, that's the thing. Is it like
why would you make
Constantine's not for kids?
Trevor, why would you make Deadpool a PG-13 movie?
I wouldn't.
But if you did, why would you do that?
For money, right.
To get the kids in there. Fill them seats, motherfuckers!
Yeah, so...
I mean, I guess there's...
We need to find a mellow story.
I guess there's money to be made.
Comics.
Yeah.
There's money to be made in taking something that's supposed to be for adults and then making it acceptable to market to children.
No, that's not the same way. Yeah. No, I understand. It is weird. It's like
frustrating.
It's like the Punisher, his whole deal is he kills people.
Yeah, dead. He will kill you. His superpower is guns and vengeance.
Yeah, and then it's a PG-13 movie, so we can toss guys around and show some explosions and cool.
You can light people on fire.
Depending on which one you're looking at.
Which, again...
Warzone was a hard R, but, that's the other thing. Warzone was not bad. I didn't think it was bad. I thought it was pretty good for a Punisher movie.
I like the original version.
Well, yeah.
You guys... go ahead, sorry.
But the problem was that it was maybe too violent, and it didn't reach enough audience, and that's part of the reason why R is kind of ruined for comic book movies in general, unless it's like a niche-y... it's from a comic book, but it's not like a superhero or some sort of like DC Marvel character.
Dredd
was awesome.
Yeah, I actually just watched Dredd.
The movie rating system is garbage. The movie rating system is garbage. There's no consistency to it. There's so many rules that let you get around things. Ghost Rider 2, which was a shit movie also, got a PG-13 and thus was more...
Didn't Patch do a review for Ghost Rider 2?
No, he just did Ghost Rider, I think.
The first Ghost Rider, yeah, I think so too.
Part of Cage-Tober.
Yeah.
Ooh, that's coming around again.
But here's the thing. Okay, so their problem was they wanted to make it PG-13, and it's like, how do we do violent and make it PG-13? And one of their consultants basically told the makers of the film that it's okay to light people on fire and have people on fire and die from being on fire in a movie.
Which is better than showing.
And that's PG-13. But that's somehow better than shooting people or stabbing people or other forms of movie violence. And you look me in the eye and tell me how burning alive
is the worst way to go.
Is somehow less violent than being stabbed.
No,
and that's what I mean. There's no consistency. There's, like I said, where are our values in this? Where are we drawing the line?
For God's sake, somebody think about the children.
All right, shift gears.
Well, here's the thing: if I was really looking to take my kid to a movie, okay, and I didn't want them seeing serious violence, and I took them to a PG-13 movie, and there's guys just on fire all over the place, I'd be kind of pissed because it's like I thought this wasn't a violent movie. I was told by the MPAA that this wasn't a violent movie, but there's guys just getting lit on fire all over the goddamn place.
Well, when you're going to a movie called Fireman 3, you know.
Fireman 3, The Flaming.
So, Joel says that hears they're going to do an Evil Dead series.
I haven't read.
Have you guys heard about this?
I have heard about this.
Oh, yeah?
And apparently Sam Raimi and Bruce Campbell are going to be involved. Apparently Bruce Campbell's going to be involved in front of the camera.
Nice! I can actually get on board with that because... did you guys play I think it was on Xbox, the Evil Dead game.
Mm-hmm.
It came out
was it Fistful Boomstick?
late 90s, early 2000s, I believe.
Ashes to Ashes.
Yeah. That was.
I'm pretty sure that's what one of them
Wow.
was called.
But,
the
storyline continued. It picked up from after Ash gets off work, after killing the Deadite, after getting back from
that was Fistful Boomstick.
Yeah, and the storyline that they started out there was actually really super good and could very well have translated into a series. If they're going that way, I'm all for it. I think it could be totally done well.
I think we even covered this on a previous week, partially, where the subject of Evil Dead TV series was brought up, and I think that what we decided, or at least what I decided, I won't speak for Jake, was a anthology sort of series like Tales from the Crypt, with Ash as the host, telling these stories of things that happened with the Necronomicon and different horrific events in history.
Or people surviving the Deadite attacks and whatnot.
Fucking awesome.
Super cool. That'd be super cool.
And then he'd at the end of the episode, he'd close up his book and say groovy, and then the camera would slowly back away. And
it'd be almost like a heavy metal. You know?
Yeah.
Heavy metal.
Well, there was always, that the original Necronomicon, even the remake Necronomicon, they had a bunch of things in the book. Mm-hmm. And it wasn't just, Deadites, there were demons.
They only read one phrase, one page, one section, books that goddamn thick.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
What else is in there?
My dad had a question down here that we missed. He said, since Slapstick doesn't fight street thugs, he has to go to the Avengers. Actually, he was an Avenger for a while. He was part of the new Avengers.
Ugh. Slapstick.
Scoot over just a little bit this way.
Shop smart.
Thank you, sir.
Shop as smart.
Indeed.
Yeah.
I got a question. What do you guys think about this From Dusk Till Dawn series on the Netflix?
This is the first I've heard of this.
Hold on. Joel says Evil Dead show would be a great idea for Lovecraft. Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, yeah.
There's some Lovecraft in there.
It might as well be.
We were talking about that for Doctor Who.
We'll get Wes Bentley to play Howard Philip Lovecraft, in his story lab, and he could be the host of the show.
That'd be awesome.
I'm getting chills just thinking of it.
Oh man, he's such a creepy looking dude.
Yeah. No, Netflix has produced From Dusk Till Dawn, the series.
It's just a vampire show.
It's a vampire show.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure. I'm scared to watch it. Have any of you guys, Joel, this seems to be up your alley. Have you know anything about this?
I'm tired of vampires. I'm honestly I'm so finished with vampires.
Something I hated about TV.
All the goddamn vampires. It's true. It's so true. No, pack it away. Guys, just pack it away for a few years.
I just had
pack it away for a few years and come back with something scary. Come back with a fucking Dracula series. Come back with
you mean the Dracula series that they have out already?
No, because the Dracula series they have out right now is Nikola Tesla series in disguise.
Helsing?
No, there's an actual Dracula out right now.
I'd like to see
on some
Castlevania series about the generational struggles of the Belmont clan.
I think they already have an anime for that.
No.
That was easy.
Fucking a live-action Castlevania series about the generational struggles of the Belmont clan against Dracula.
Poetasy, BoJack Horseman. I actually watched the pilot of that today, and it's kind of funny, actually. It's kind of well done. Have you guys seen it at all?
No.
Okay, BoJack Horseman. It's anthropomorphic animals that are in Hollywood as well as humans, and the premise is that Will Arnett is voicing BoJack Horseman, who was the star of an 80s sitcom called Horsin' Around. and he has done about this horseman who takes in 3 orphans and raises them. And the show gets canceled, and 18 years later, he's washed up like star, and he has to reassess his life, and it's pretty damn funny. Which I was kind of just him and Han about if I was going to watch it, and then I saw that it was Will Arnett that was voicing it, and I'm like, he makes pretty good choices when it comes to comedies, so I checked it out.
He hasn't made a terrible mistake.
It's worth watching. It's totally worth watching if you can get past the strangeness of like all the anthropomorphic animals. Like BoJack Horseman is dating / fucking a cat lady, and it's bizarre. It's kind of
a crazy cat lady.
Yeah, she's totally crazy. I would say that if you are a fan of Ugly Americans, you will probably dig this.
Oh, you mean the show that stole our idea?
Jake and I had the idea for more or less for Ugly Americans years before Ugly Americans. Anyway, John Jake Silvis writes, we need a good steampunk TV series.
Minus vampires?
Minus vampires.
I hope that says minus vampires because I agree.
Although I literally understand that with some electricity in it, I guess that's sort of what the Dracula TV series is it's like a electro. I guess it would be closer to electropunk.
What was the name of the Phil Folio's?
I don't know.
The Folio series.
Gadget Girl,
Steam Girl.
Oh yeah, no, it was. I think it was Gadget Girl.
I don't know.
My dad would know. He read a fair amount of it, but that would be a good show.
Yeah.
I think I'm surprised that there's not more steampunk stuff.
Hey viewers, by the way, I'm curious, find out for me if electropunk is a thing, because if it's not, I just coined it.
Well, Tesla's way in style over the past 2 years. Tesla's blown up.
Thanks, no pun intended. Thanks, Drunk History, because that's what brought that one.
Oh, you see what happens when I put the current through this thing? It dies.
Oh, it's dead.
Oh, it's
Look
dead.
how dangerous it is.
You are an asshole.
No, I am trying to invent electricity, and you are being an asshole.
Yeah. You look like a fucking asshole.
Oh,
so
they have the new season of Drunk History up on Hulu.
I love the fact that has made it full on to a full-fledged show.
Oh, God,
good
it's
for
just
them.
hilarious.
Good for them.
They had, what's his face from Gentleman Broncos, the kid? He's in a bunch of other stuff, but he played Walt Disney in the
shit.
I think Jack Black played
he's in a bunch
Orson Welles.
He's been in a bunch of them.
Yeah, Jack Black's been in a million of them.
Because Jack Black loves those guys.
Hell yeah.
And just for a record, Todd, as you said, that's more of a goth thing over steampunk. Like I said, I've never seen the new Dracula series. That's just how it's been described to me. Just want to make sure that I'm not presenting this as something I've seen. Okay. What do we got in the story, or what else we got in the news, Jaco?
Let's see. There's a new National Lampoon's Vacation movie.
Yep, they're
It's just called Vacation because instead of adding words to sequels, people are taking them away to try to make it seem less like a sequel.
Because that's probably what they're going to do with the new Ghostbusters movie. They're just going to call it Busters.
Busters.
That's not good. I don't want to talk about that. I'm sad about that. Okay.
Never gonna happen. But apparently, Chris Hemsworth and Charlie Day have recently joined the cast of the new Vacation movie, which is going to star Ed Helms playing Rusty Griswold. So it's actually like Vacation: The Next Generation.
I like it. I think it's a good idea. Passing the mantle. Chevy Chase has got to show up at some point, though.
It says Chase and Beverly D'Angelo are to make cameos in the movie.
Oh, that's awesome.
I have a love-hate relationship with Chevy Chase because he's in one of my favorite movies, Fletch. But from what I've heard, he's kind of a dick.
So what? I don't
in real life. Well, that's the thing. For the most part, I don't. But he also he kind of had a hand in ruining Community in a way. Kind of started the beginning of the end for the show. Mm-hmm. And, they'll still have 6 seasons in a movie because Netflix picked him up.
Plus, he had a shitty talk show back in the 90s, so, you gotta hold that against him.
For 6 episodes, was it?
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's the thing. He's just got...
I'm calling you out, Chevy Chase.
So what? So
We
what?
know you watch the show, and I kind of hate you, so you know.
If you don't want to look like a total pussy, you'll come on Jake and Trev Review Everything and tell us we're wrong.
Yeah.
Defend yourself.
Otherwise, you'll look like a total puss.
Consider thyself challenged,
Yeah.
Chase.
The Chevy Chase Challenge.
Chevy Chase
Tell all
Challenge.
your friends, and maybe they'll work it up the chain to Chevy
Put it on
Chase.
Twitter, #Chase Challenge.
Yeah. Chase Challenge.
What you got? You got the stuff?
I think our hope is that if we challenge enough people,
Eventually it'll get around
someone
to
will
one of
have to
them.
answer.
Yeah, one of them will have to hold themselves to account. And you know what? I just want to go on a record. You know who is a puss?
Who?
Shia LaBeouf. Because Shia LaBeouf...
Oh, that's right. We called Shia LaBeouf.
He's a puss who's not sorry.
And
he's not really sorry.
He's still famous.
#not
He's
really
not
sorry. #not famous. #not really sorry.
No, he's still famous. Because he's...
Oh yeah,
because
he is still famous.
He's still famous. He's not sorry.
Because he was not on Jake and Trev Review Everything Live. We challenged him. We told him to come on the show. He didn't have the swinging nuts to be on our show.
Nope.
So you are still famous, and you're not
still
sorry.
okay.
Yeah. If you want to be not famous and sorry, you better come on our show.
And I want everyone else out there to be on notice, because you can get challenged at any time by Jake and Trev.
Yeah.
Phantom Crush.
Everyone's on notice. Let's see. So Poetasy says the Slender Man film. Is there a Slender Man movie?
There is.
I've heard a plot leak that the Slender Man, it gives backstory for the Slender Man, that he is actually the End One guy.
Oh yeah.
That he's been he gets fired and he goes mad because his wife leaves him.
Sure.
She takes the
Why not?
kids, and so he just loses it, puts on a suit, and he starts taking kids of his own
Oh my God.
to replace the kids that his wife left.
Well, that's
Before.
like that got really dark again.
So
At first it was really silly, and then it turned dark
So
again.
it should be called Slender Man: The End One-iny.
Oh.
And then he just comes up to you and he's like,
You better call the operator because my game's off the hook.
and then he kills you.
Just appears out of the shadow, whispers in your ear. They call me the bus driver because I'm taking you all to school.
That's the last thing you hear. Some people call me Butter because I'm on a roll.
The End One Man is Slender Man. You heard it here first.
That's who, I want everyone to start calling him
Spoilers,
that.
everyone.
He is now the End One Man, not the Slender Man.
No.
Slender Man has been demystified.
Can-
Oh man.
okay.
The End One Man.
Hey, End One Man, what are you doing here?
On a
Chills.
serious note, I am still very confused why it's what is And One? Can somebody tell me what And One
It was a
is?
basketball.
No, I mean I know
company.
what it is, but what the fuck does that mean? And one? Is it like, oh, I'm playing basketball plus one other person because it'd be dumb if I was by myself?
And
It's like
one and two, and I don't know.
I've always wondered, is it are you saying that you're doing what you're doing, you're playing basketball so well that when you shoot a hoop, it should be the 2 points and one, or however many points and another one because you're doing it so well?
I don't get it. If you know the answer, message
What
us.
is the and one thing about?
Yeah. Was it somebody's name? His name was Andy or something, and he's like, I'm going to make a company and call it Andy One. And somebody's like, that's dumb, take the Y out. And one, perfect. Go with it.
Go with it.
It could be something much
Cut it,
mundane
print
like
it.
that too, but...
Print it out, put it on T-shirts.
Or maybe it's like a anagram.
Yeah, maybe the one is the I.
For one Dan.
Maybe it's a
one
lady.
Nad.
Maybe it's a lady. You see.
The company's name is derived from a phrase used by basketball broadcasters. When a player is fouled while shooting, makes the shot, and makes the awarded foul shot as well, they score points in the basket made and won.
Oh,
So it's for a fucking free throw.
So wait. The company is named after when somebody
Makes
fouls
a
on you?
it's a free throw.
Right. But what I'm saying is
it's
to
a
get a
foul.
free throw.
And one.
So to get a free throw, you have to be fouled on.
Right.
So if you wear an And One shirt, you're basically saying that people foul on me all the time.
Or that I'm gonna foul on you, sucker. No blood, no foul. And one.
That's not fundamentals. That's how you win basketball.
No.
It's clean fundamentals.
Yeah.
It's not all that flashy Duncan business. This is an NBA jam. It's about the fundamentals.
He's on
Easy.
Dribbling.
Easy
Passing.
NBA.
Whoa. Pivot.
I'm going to pivot to some more coffee.
Yeah. Oh,
yeah, like you need any
yeah,
more.
None of us need more coffee.
No, you're right.
You're trapped.
You're right.
You're a trapped.
I'm fine. I'm fine without coffee.
Fine.
We are amped up tonight. Can we just take everybody at home? If you're watching, we're sorry we amped you up. We're sorry we're amped up.
Yeah!
It's been an eventful day.
Yeah!
But let's all... I'm going to lead this here. Let's all... What is it? Through the nose, out the mouth? Yeah.
Yeah!
All right.
Yeah!
That was good. right.
I'm the hype man.
You just can't turn it off.
Flatly refusing.
Anyways, back
to vacation.
I'm okay. It sounds good. Do
apparently, Chris
Charlie
Hemsworth
Day.
is supposed to be Audrey's husband.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Damn.
And Charlie Day is supposed to be he's the same guy, let's be honest.
Yeah.
Charlie does actual Charlie work in Hollywood, I'm sure.
Yeah.
But he's going to be like some kind of raft, canoe guide or something. So it's probably going to be like a Grand Canyon whitewater rafting thing.
Oh,
Off the top of my head.
I really like Charlie Day a lot. I still do. I thought I would burn out on him because he's got kind of like that one note.
You think Rob McElhenney is like kind of pissed because like he's like the guy who technically created Always Sunny in Philadelphia? Do you think that Charlie's the breakout character?
He's pissed in a giant pile of money. Yeah, fucking seasons of It's Always Sunny are there.
As he's banging D more.
He's very upset.
You're a bird. You're Larry Bird.
Larry Bird. Anyways,
yeah. So. This was an interesting article.
Yeah, it's from the New York Times. They did an article.
We're about to get fancy.
Over here on the left coast. The New York Times put an article up here concerning the Emmys, and they are raising concerns that it is problematic for many of the winners on the Emmys to be behind a paywall. TV shows that are on HBO or Showtime or some like exclusive service you have to pay extra above and beyond are the ones that are killing it. And so a lot of the theoretical TV audience is actually missing out on this. And part of the reason I pulled this story up in the first place is because I think this is only going to become more problematic as things move forward and we see the slow eventual breakdown of the TV system as we used to know it. We're already seeing it. You know,
this is a really weird time.
Here's the thing:
when does Netflix get Emmys?
10 years ago,
they did.
10 years ago, even 5 years ago, we'll even go lower. 5 years ago, you say to someone,
"Orange is the New Black."
We're going to be making a internet only television show. It's only available online.
People, like Netflix.
People would be like, whatever, dude.
Orange is the New Black.
Right, but that's what I mean. Now it's a big deal. But 5 years ago, even, when people said, I'm on an internet TV show, people were like, yeah, okay, I'm on, everyone's on an internet TV show.
And, but that's the thing. The people that create the streaming have gotten more money for doing the streaming, like Netflix. Netflix is fucking huge. Yeah, so they were like, let's produce our own shit.
Which was smart as fuck.
Right. Oh, absolutely.
Right. So, I mean, the model's definitely changing. Internet-only television show. And, that's the thing. How long is it before we're not going to be calling them television shows anymore?
They're stealing shows from
programs.
I mean, we talked about...
Serials.
We've come full circle.
We've come full circle!
Well, I think there's something to be said about not being under some sort of scrutiny. Mm-hmm. I mean, there's not really standards and practices when it comes to the internet. If you host your own videos on the internet and you have the ability to do that, you're not broadcasting over towers, in the United States or in the world even. You're broadcasting through the internet,
right.
which is a free system.
Does that mean that you're
not judged? You're not
subject
FCC.
by the FCC?
No, not at all.
Interesting.
Have you seen Orange is the New Black?
Yes, I have.
Yeah, and that's the thing. And
yes,
then, how long before those rules are rewrote? I mean,
they won't be though.
We're getting a butting of the heads between old systems and new systems.
Yeah.
and it's really going to be interesting to see how it's going to shake down.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's just that this whole thing about the Emmy is this kind of like a weird symptomatic thing. That's the other thing. With the rise of high-speed internet, part of the reason that these HBO shows are so big in the first place is because so many people are pirating them and can pirate them.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know personally anybody who pirates HBO programs and watches them. That would be illegal.
People do that?
But I do know that
abysmal.
I know that the CEO of HBO says, "Yeah, keep doing it, guys. Thanks for watching our shows."
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We know that our customers who we give a password to watch HBO Go are giving it to their friends so they can watch programs.
Yeah.
And that's just fine with us because that means more people are watching our shows.
Yeah.
Wow, that's somebody finally fucking got it. Good for you.
Well, and that's such a symptom of old TV and old movie as well as old video game, like the AAA video game thing.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I'm not really segueing, but I'm throwing it in there because a lot of the AAA guys are just, oh, well, you have to sign into the service now. You have to be always online so we can protect from people that steal the thing. Where people that have less of that and they worry less about their actual, things being pirated, where they're like, well, if it's being, exposed, then, and, if we're giving ourselves exposure, in the long run, you end up making more. You end up, like if people really like your show, and like you said, if people are sharing HBO passwords or even like pirating it or whatever,
Right.
then people are still watching it.
Right.
They're going to come back later. Somebody's going to drop some money on it at some point.
Someone's going to say, "Gosh, there sure are a lot of great programs on HBO. Maybe I should just start buying HBO myself."
Or HBO Go. That's another thing.
Wait until that's available as a standalone service.
Yeah.
It's going to blow up
Yeah.
the internet when everybody can just choose to watch all of HBO stuff online and not have to pay for it, not have to be going through a cable provider to get their services.
The scales have to tip before they'll do that, because there's no way that any cable service provider will ever allow that.
Right.
Until HBO has more power.
There will be a tooth and nail fight at some point in our lifetimes.
When viewership on the internet goes just a tiny bit above viewership on television, they'll switch.
We'll see it in our lifetimes.
Yep.
That's my prediction. When it's like, oh well, we have one more viewer.
Start buying stock in the internet now.
Well, see you later, TV, and TV's going to be wait.
And then the television broadcast
I don't
industry
wanna go.
is going to ask the government for a bailout because they're too big to fail,
too obsolete to not fail.
Yeah, right.
But it's
So it's the future, ladies and gentlemen. Is it a good thing? Is it a bad thing? You make the call.
Well, and that's the other thing that just to briefly, I think part of it is there is a paywall, but it's not any bigger, and in some cases is smaller than what cable television and satellite television are now. Think about how much more you pay for HBO a month as part of a package service, and how much you pay for just Netflix.
Right.
Absolutely. Those kinds of streaming services are way cheaper than getting your premium channels or whatever,
Todd, what is Zen beer?
It's something that would calm us all down and bring us back to a
Oh, is that
center.
what you're talking about?
You need Zen beer?
See, anytime I see somebody say something like, is that really beer?
Is that beer?
Can I get that?
Poetasy says, have you seen this? Have you heard of this? Jason Beck's mullet meets horror villains drawings.
It's Muppet. Read the next one.
I know, but I wanted to read that as mullet because I found it amusing.
Jason Beck's Muppet meets horror.
Poetasy, just let me know if you want me to snack them.
No, I haven't heard or seen of this.
They sound delicious.
That sounds awesome.
There
was something I can't remember the artist's name, but there was a series of Post-it note drawings that were all like scary creatures. I like that a lot. I wish I could remember.
Muppets meet horror villains.
We're looking up.
We're gonna look him up. Jason Beck.
I was just
Or yeah, Muppet.
What? No, not Most Wanted.
You're doing it wrong. You're interneting wrong.
Shut up.
Oh my god, it's like my dad's.
I wish I could turn the camera around right now, Reyes.
Shut up. You guys are dick bags. Why am I even here? Images?
Oh, maybe these ones. No, up. Right here.
Oh my god.
Oh, Oh, Jesus.
Awesome.
Um.
I like that Snuffleupagus is Jason.
Oh my God, this is kind of terrifying.
Big Bird as Pinhead.
I have so
Oh God.
Oh my God.
Oh my God. So there you go, Poesy. Oh God.
I like how Snuffleupagus's eyebrows are sticking out the eye holes.
I don't know who that is with a B, but
That's
not Grover.
not Grover. What's his name?
That is Grover.
No.
Yeah, that's Tully.
Tully. He's eating that bee. Bee for brains.
Oh, there's more. There are more here. Oh,
These are like classic horror villains.
no,
here.
this is awesome.
Yeah.
Miss Piggy Elvira.
Wait, what's the middle one? Go down the middle.
What, that one?
No, the middle one.
Your mouse.
To the left of the one you just selected.
That one.
Oh my god, you can't. Yeah, to the left of that one.
Take it. I'm done with you.
This one.
Done with you.
I didn't get to see that one.
Oh, that little shop of horrors. What is that?
That's supposed to be the what's her face from the Electric Mayhem.
Oh my God.
Is that Elf?
That does kind of look like an elf.
That's
monster
Elf,
of
isn't
some
it?
type.
Good. Hit the view image and zoom in on that bad boy. Mogwai as
Page.
what did you do? What have you done?
Just go on the page.
Well, no, these are allegedly by somebody else. I don't know if these are necessarily.
They're kind of in the same style, though. Rugrats is Real Monsters characters, or vice versa. Interesting. All right,
Okay,
let's stop
so,
looking at pictures. This is boring. People don't want to watch us looking at pictures.
That's pretty.
It's interesting, though.
Yeah.
Definitely look that up. Sesame Street horror Muppets.
Muppet horror.
Say it with the
God.
R in the middle, much unlike with my accent.
Horror.
That's really horror.
Is that how I spelled it?
Horror.
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 The
Okay.
rural juror.
All right, what else have we got in the news? We got a couple more things here to go over. We got a few more minutes left. We got 5 minutes left in the broadcast.
Hello Kitty is not a cat, according to the company in Japan that created Hello Kitty.
What?
Yep. Here's the quote. According to
Sanrio.
According to Sanrio, and this is from. What's
She's a person that looks like a cat.
Yeah. From Christine Yano, who is taking care of a Hello Kitty exhibit at the Japanese American National Museum, says, "I was corrected very firmly. That's one correction Sanrio made for my script for the show. Hello Kitty is not a cat. She's a cartoon character. She is a little girl. She is a friend, but she is not a cat." She's never depicted on all fours. She walks and sits like a two-legged creature, and she even has a pet cat of her own named Charmy Kitty.
With 2 M's for some reason.
I feel like that's like a weird distinction to make, that that animal people aren't also the animals. I don't know.
What?
Go back up.
Where were they? Oh,
Felicia Day.
I mean, obviously, like a Catman. What are they called? From the Elder Scrolls. Yeah, from the Elder Scrolls series, a Khajiit. Obviously, a Khajiit's not just a cat, but it's a Catman. It's a Catman, okay? And
what can a Catman do?
Hey, Todd told us you should enjoy this. There's some dad jokes going on over on my right.
Come on, man. I'm feeding you gold here, right, Trevor?
Who watched Sesame Street? You guys.
This guy. I still watch Sesame Street from time to time.
I can totally tell you how.
Old.
I actually, technically, I don't think I could tell you how to get there.
Nobody can. No! Somebody tell me how to get to Sesame Street. My wife is pregnant and there.
How to get to Sesame Street?
Stop that. Stop that immediately. Jesus Christ, what's wrong with you? What?
You've stepped into a world of horror, right?
I think I'm going under the
You're entering a world of horror.
Oh my goodness. What else we got, Jake?
Well. Do we have more news? Okay, Hello Kitty's not a cat.
Confirmed Ridley Scott will make a Blade Runner 2 after he does a movie called The Martian.
Now, is that going to be like The Martian Chronicles?
No, probably not.
Oh, good.
Alright. Good to hear.
Good.
I mean, hey, I like...
Ray Bradbury?
I like Bray Bradbury, but...
Speaking of Blade Runner 2, have you... Okay, Blade Runner esque. Have you seen the previews for this movie? It's like Avenal or something like that. It's Antonio Banderas as Blade Runner, more or less.
That sounds awesome.
Yeah, except for like they're
Except for how it's a ripoff of Blade Runner.
yeah, it's like totally rip off of Blade Runner.
But it's Antonio Banderas.
There's androids. There's androids. They're not allowed to hurt people, and they're not allowed to change themselves. And those the ones that do start changing themselves, they get shot by special police who shoot androids that are changing themselves.
Okay, that's Blade Runner.
That's Blade Runner.
Except for the fact that like something happens and he ends up in an accident with them and is about to die.
And then he turns into a robot.
So they take him to their secret android city. And,
do androids dream of Antonio Banderas?
Yes.
who doesn't? I mean, boobs.
Boobs and butts. I mean, girls' butts.
Yeah.
All right.
I don't
Wow, we're taking a turn for the pink here.
Ridley Scott, could you just stop? Don't make Blade Runner 2.
How about this? Fix fucking aliens before you do anything else.
Like I said, I mean,
That's what he's doing, Martian.
Is that
oh no.
Ridley Scott, what else are you gonna do? Just redo extraterrestrial?
What if the engineers are from
Do you
Mars?
like the
What if
aliens?
Well,
Do you
yeah.
want to see what they're like when they were babies?
No!
That's what it was!
The George Lucasization of Hollywood. Surely you want to see what something you liked was like when it was younger or newer or smaller or less evolved or...
Did you like Blade Runner?
I love Blade
That was a
Runner.
great
Do you
movie.
want to see what Blade Runner was like when he was a baby?
No! That doesn't even make sense!
A pile of
That joke still holds up. I think we've done that on a couple episodes, and that is still... It's such an accurate description.
It is a straight up and
Do you
down
like
joke.
Batman? Do you want to see what Batman looks like when he's a baby?
No!
Stop it!
Patton Oswalt, such
He nailed
prescient knowledge of exactly what was wrong there.
He knows all about the pop culture. We're going to end it on that.
Oh, there it is.
Patton Oswalt is our person of the week.
Thanks, Patton.
We're going to bring it back at the 0 hour.
Yeah, that's a feature again. We're doing it
And
now.
we're calling you out too, Patton Oswalt. Get over here.
Patton Oswalt, you don't lose anything by not being on our show, but if you're on our
You got
show,
lots to gain.
You gain some friends.
We'll give you a shirt.
Would be some real swell friends for you.
And a shirt.
But in any case, thanks for joining us on Jake and Trevor Review Everything Live with special guest Linus. It's been week 55. I'm Trevor.
I'm Jake.
Oh, I'm Rhinus.
And thanks for watching.
Yay.